So I made a video the other day of me shooting at 300 meters. And that evening I got to thinking about some things I can do different. One of the things I did is I actually walked a straight line from where I was shooting to the target, and I was actually shooting through some pretty high grass. I don't know if the bullet traveled through there or slightly above it, but I went ahead and bush hogged that whole area. So I actually bush hogged a straight line from, see if I can turn this camera around. I'll do it later. Anyway, I don't know if you can kind of see. Anyway, I bush hogged a straight line, so any chance of hitting any grass blades, and anyone who's ever hunted knows that a single leaf or a twig can change the trajectory of the bullet. But anyway, also being set up in the bright sunlight, shooting into shade, this orange was actually a little bit harder to see than I thought it would be. So with my 58-year-old eyes, I'm starting to need reading glasses now. It was kind of difficult for me to see the orange, acquire the target, and then get a good sight picture with the iron sights. So I'm going to paint this white. I think that's going to, the contrast in the shade is going to actually make this easier to see than the orange. I wouldn't have expected that, but I think it's going to make a difference. Okay, I got my target painted white. I got fresh cardboard up with no bullet holes in it. And got my lane bush hog, so I don't have any tall grass that I have to shoot through. And we'll see how we do at 300. As you can see, there's some of this grass is standing 3 foot tall. And I mean, I was shooting target. I was shooting right through this stuff. So that's my fault for not being a little more careful. And I'm not saying that the shots that missed that target are because of any grass. I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying that's, if you're target shooting and you want to make sure you're accurate and see where you're truly hitting, you need to make sure you got a clear shooting lane. And that was my fault. Now let's go see how we do. Okay, yeah, that white dramatically improved my visibility. It was a lot easier to acquire the target and get a good sight picture. So yeah, that helped tremendously. Also, I adjusted my windage a little bit. Looking at the target from where I hit yesterday, most of them were on the left side of the target. So I went ahead and adjusted the windage. We'll see if that made any difference. And I can't get any audio feedback with them earmuffs on. I can't hear if the target's ringing or not. But I am pretty sure I saw it swinging a little bit from side to side. So I'm pretty sure I have at least one hit on the target. And we'll have to see if I get this camera turned around. Goodness gracious, I need to smooth this out here. Anyway, rolling up on the target now. Let's see how I did with 4 shots. Yep. Got some shots. Oh, look at there. That's 1. That's definitely 2. 1, 2. 1 there. And then 1 just barely off the target. So that's just, what, 3 inches apart. So that 1 that's off the target, obviously that's probably something I did. So I think I can adjust my windage a little bit more to the right. And then I'm gonna put some more rounds downrange. I think I'm gonna spray over those. I think I'm gonna spray over those spots so I can see my fresh hits. Nah, I'll remember where they're at. Okay, so at the end of the day, 12 rounds downrange from 300 meters, iron sights. This is what I ended up with. I got 4 off the target and 8 on the target. I adjusted my windage back to the left after these 3 shots right here. I think it was like these 4 shots or something. I came back over here. This one here low, I guess I think that's me. But at 300 meters, there's no telling. You don't have to be off by much to drop around. But anyway, the greatest distance I measured from this one to this one is 10 inches. And this target is essentially a 7 by 9.5, not including this little 2.5 by 3 inch square up here at the top. So basically it's a 7 by 9.5 inch target, 300 meters, iron sights, 8 of them on the target, 4 of them off. I'm satisfied with that. I guess that settles the question whether or not iron sights are accurate, if you know how to use them. And you use proper sight alignment, sight picture, breathing control, trigger control. You know all the things they taught you in boot camp. I still got it.